Dealerships do not want to negotiate over the phone, so I'm going to teach you how to negotiate over the phone to get the best deal. If you don't know, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car business most of my adult life. Done sales, done finance, now I negotiate car deals. Enough about me, let's talk about over the phone sales. Dealerships love to say that presence is power, and when you're talking to any dealership, you're probably going to hear this phrase when they're trying to negotiate a car deal. That being said, it's not true. Now, I have clients when I negotiate all across the country, from New York to LA to Seattle to Austin to Florida. It does not matter. I get all of these dealerships to negotiate over the phone. I'm going to teach you how. And I'll be real with you guys. Some areas are harder to get numbers than others. For example, I have quite a few clients in New York. Getting numbers in New York over the phone is definitely a harder struggle than getting them in Austin, for example. That being said, I still do it each and every time. You have to understand that dealerships do not want to negotiate over the phone. They have no control. You can ignore their phone calls. You can ignore their texts. They want to have power. They want to have control. And the only way they do that is getting you in store. So salespeople are trained to try to avoid the number subject as long as possible until they deem it necessary. That's the key point, until they deem it necessary. Now, there will be a few dealerships, 20 to 30%, maybe in New York it's 35%, that will say, hey, I will not negotiate over the phone. That's fine. We're ignoring those guys. We're not working with them because we're not going to get the best deal with them anyway. Even if we go through the hours of negotiating, again, we're going to have to stop at each every dealership. It's not worth your time and effort. So when you put that internet lead in and you say, hey, I'm looking to buy a car today or tomorrow, I'm looking for the best possible at the door price, and they say, hey, sorry, they're going to try to get you in store. You're going to say, hey, I don't want to come in store. I know the car I want. And then they say, I'm sorry, we don't negotiate over the phone. Well, you just tell them this simple thing. Hey, I completely get it. I understand every dealership is different. I have multiple different dealerships that have given me great discounts on this car. So if you guys don't want to earn my business, I completely understand. No hard feelings. You're going to get one of two responses. Response number one, which is pretty rare, maybe 10% of dealerships, oh, that's totally fine. Have a nice day. If that happens, you should have run from that dealership because that dealership was never going to be competitive in the first place. And if they're not willing to even have a chance to earn your business, there's a reason why. It's probably because they have add-ons, markups, and they're going to try to make your life a living hell when you're in a dealership. That other 30%, the second they hear you have an offer, and now all of a sudden saying, well, what's this offer? Can you say it? Maybe we'll match it. And then they'll say, well, if you bring the offer to the dealership, we'll match it. No, hey, you know what? I understand. I had this dealership do work with me online and over the phone. I don't want you to match it. I want you to beat it. And here's the offer. Send them the offer. If you're willing to beat this and let me know in writing, then I'm more than willing to have you earn my business. And I promise you, once you do this, it really turns the tables. Now, let's say both of these things don't work, because in New York, I've done both. They still say no. I promise you what happens is we wait the next day, because you don't want to negotiate a car in one day. I normally say 72 hours is the magic time, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, depending on the model and the availability. But we are going to just wait. And I promise you the next day, you're going to follow up and they're going to get a phone call and say, hey, I was waiting for numbers and I never got them. And it blows my mind the amount of dealerships that said they wouldn't negotiate the day before, now negotiate. Sometimes it involves picking up the phone and calling them and talking to them. Sometimes there are dealerships that are definitely a struggle bus. I had one dealership that told me that I couldn't even talk to a salesperson. I had to talk to the BDC rep as I talked to him over the phone for 35 minutes. Why'd I waste my time for 35 minutes? It was for a video and I wanted to see if I could actually get to the salesperson. Apparently I never could. New York dealerships can be a pain. And you might say, Tommy, well, you're really struggling. That means you probably didn't get good deals, right? No, absolutely not. I got incredible deals. I got 2024s that can match 2023 discounts on Jeeps. I got $15,000 off a Jeep that looks like it's gonna be the deal we're gonna get for my client. So many deals I got on these cars. It just took a few extra days. And that's what I'm gonna talk about. That's really the end of this, is patience is key when it comes to some dealerships. Don't be afraid to wait a day or two. Hold a dealership out. Let them know that, hey, I'm serious. I'm not coming into that store until you give me numbers. They will give you numbers when it's last resort. And if they won't give you numbers, guess what? Just move on along because it wasn't worth your time. If you guys like content like this, I want you to like, follow, subscribe for more. I'm working on some really cool things for December. I'm super excited. I got an interest rate video coming out. I got a top 5 video coming out. So if you guys want to see more content, I want you to like, follow, subscribe. I also been telling people, but my Instagram now has a little bit more content that's behind the scenes. It's just starting. So if you guys want to follow that, see behind the scenes how I'm negotiating, please follow the Instagram. But thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Have a happy holidays and have a great day.